Okay. We will give our drinks here a try.
We're not supposed to look at them. We're supposed to stir, though.
Stir and sip.
Oh, it's root beer.
I don't drink pop, so you tell me.
Root
It's
beer.
not the worst I've ever tasted.
It's like a creamy root beer.
It's very heavy on the root beer early.
root beer, milk. It doesn't taste bad.
I just don't like fizz, but it's not bad.
I'm trying to tell what's following that.
I think it's like root beer.
There's something a little off
There's
following
something
that.
sweet in there.
But it's not
weird.
terrible, though.
I don't know if it's chocolate syrup.
Does it almost...
Is it like a vanilla? Did
There's
they use
just
vanilla,
an
like
off...
extract or something?
There's something just off that hits me after
Are
the
you
root beer
happy?
taste.
I hate fizz.
The carbonation's my contact. Oh, it's awful. The carbonation.
I don't drink pop, people.
I don't know what else is in there.
I'm
I saw
calling-
something white floating in
Yeah,
there.
I know. That's why I'm saying milk. I'm calling it because like
You said milk?
Well, fizz will do that to milk. It'll do like the floaties with the.
I think it's root beer and milk. So it's
Root
like
beer,
a
milk.
crappy root beer float.
Yeah, it's like a creamy root beer float. I don't know, but
All
like
right.
root beer, milk, and maybe vanilla.
Oh.
Okay.
I think
I
there was
don't
a little vanilla on the bottom.
All right.
Back
It's
end.
up to you guys on this one. I just taste bubbles.
Root beer, half and half, and
Oh.
cherry
Dang it,
flavoring.
I was almost going
And
to
what
say
was the
half
last
half. I
one?
should've said
cherry
it.
flavoring. That's what it is. on
That's
the back
that
end.
little off taste after that
right on
root
the
beer.
very back.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yep.
So
it's
a-
not bad.
So
it's
it's
not
a
bad.
cherry
Root beer cream.
cream root beer.
That's a new one.
A
That's
creamy
what it is.
cherry root beer.
Someone's got to make that.
Not
Root
bad.
beer creamy.
Could be
chicken.
worse.
Well, it's like what was it was
Could do without the paper
strawberries
straw,
and,
but
was it strawberries and cream Dr Pepper? Is that what it was? Strawberries and
I don't know.
cream.
Didn't try it. Won't try it.
It's very that
Do you hate strawberries?
No, just it's Dr Pepper. It's fine. Don't screw with it.
I bet at the Dr. Pepper Museum, you should go sometime.
Okay.
That's awesome. It's
All
an American
right.
institution.
Well,
Do
not
they
a
give
bad
you
drink.
all 23 flavors?
They do
Not
show
a bad
us all the
drink.
23 flavors. It's
Not a
really,
bad
it's
drink.
awesome. You don't knock it
am
until you tried it. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Okay.
Intrigued.
Waco, Texas. Shout out.
All right. Cut. We good to go? All right. We'll get started
You're
with
doing
segment
great.
3. Great host. We will talk about Trump's State of the Union address. It's what it is. I don't care. I did watch the whole thing through.
Okay.
It was an update address.
An update address.
Joint session of Congress.
Joint session
Whatever.
of Congress.
Whatever. I loved basically every minute of it. The Ukraine talk I kind of don't care about, so I checked out a little bit when he got to that point.
I mean, it is a pretty important topic though because of how he's going about it.
Yes.
Because which it sounds like it maybe is going through, right? If Ukraine signs this mineral deal, we set up plants in Ukraine, and now if Russia attacks,
We got a reason to fight back.
we're involved.
Yeah.
So now it gives real reason why Russia does not get go and counterstrike again with a full frontal force
Yep.
because we have investment now in Ukraine.
Yeah.
That is the main reason why this is a big deal because we stop funding the war. We
Yep.
set up plants. We get real resources from it, right? We
They're gonna pay back that
benefit
money we
from
give
it,
them.
Yeah.
and they get a security benefit.
Yeah.
So
With no American troops on the
Yeah.
ground.
no
as long
American
as it benefits America, cool.
Cool.
But I don't know. I was just sitting there thoroughly enjoying listening to it, the applause, the visuals of it cracked me up. And I don't remember who I was listening to put it this way. Watching Democrats with how do you put it, with canes and auction signs.
yes,
Something
It
like
was,
that
it
was
was-
$50 on the T set.
it was late night host Jimmy Kimmel. No, not
It was
No,
Colbert.
Colbert.
There you go, Ryan
Yeah.
Colbert.
He's not funny.
I think I heard Steve Day say something about it too, but it was just the visual of Democrats holding canes and
False.
and auction signs.
Elon
It
lies.
was, it's just and I've and I brought up this point when I saw some pride rally with
Grinnell.
and Grinnell
Yeah.
with the legislation that was passed in Iowa, and it's like if you just the visual comparison of the Republicans cheering on great things happen for America and Democrats sitting there holding up little signs that like
Yep.
what there's no argument on that side. Like, they have no actual argument against Trump right now.
No, only good things are
And it's
happening.
been-
The best thing I can say is that here's the thing: some of them brought cartons of eggs. Eggs are $6 a dozen. Like, he's been in office for 44 days.
Yeah,
I feel like he's been in forever
Yeah.
for some weird reason.
What's so funny?
It's not
is
his
that-
fault. Biden screwed the economy so
So
badly.
what, Trump's been in office for just over a month. Okay.
Yeah.
And the Democrats are trying to blame him for everything that's going on right now. It's
pretty
price of
typical.
eggs, inflation, everything. Okay.
Yeah.
So far, all he's done is secure our border. in
Yep. Excellent. That was easy.
30 days.
Took a day.
Okay?
That was one of his best lines from the whole thing.
It was
that
just a new
the
president. All it took
Democrats
was-
wanted the policy. Turns out just needed a new guy in office. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
awesome.
It's awesome.
He's gotten Mexico and Canada. I just saw that he lifted the tariffs temporarily
For Mexico. Right.
because of them being friendly, I guess.
All angry.
Anyway.
Governor Trudeau up in the great north,
Yeah.
he is fighting. I tell you what, he got Lindt master chocolatiers to pull their chocolate out of America. What are we ever going to do?
Oh man.
Who's chocolates?
So I would say, and I would agree with, again, I'm going to go to Ben Shapiro on this. The one thing Trump does need to do is get the economy to start turning around, because that is going to be a real sticky point. If he can't do this by midterms, it's going to hurt him bad.
I'm not worried about
Which
it.
and
I'm not.
Trump
yet
won't explicitly
either.
say it, but he kind of basically implied, like he kind of said, "Bear with me." It's gonna get worse before it gets better because Biden did a lot of false.
You can't
They
get
lifting
free
up of the
money,
economy.
man.
They
Yes.
inflated a lot of things.
Yeah, and
through
so they
just-
tried to make it look like the economy was good, like gas prices weren't $4 here in Iowa, stuff like that. But it's like,
the oil reserves.
but it's because and so it's.
Yeah.
But it was the reason these things were happening were not good in the long term, and so now Trump has to turn those things around, and so it is going to get a little bit
main
worse.
thing is the tariffs.
before it gets better.
Right. I'm
And
in
then
the
there's the
egg
tariff war.
industry. I'm in the egg
You are.
industry.
Yeah.
Tariffs are killing the market right now because nobody wants to buy grain. The grain market is absolutely dried up because of tariffs. So if they get the countries to do what we want them to do, great. But at some point, this is going to start
Yeah.
to hurt you.
It is, but I think his whole point is though it has to be coming from a point of power from America. Is what Joe Biden did is America had no power in these arguments, so and I think that's what it means is, and I'm have no reason not to trust Trump on a lot of this foreign policy stuff. He's really good at it.
Pretty good at
And
making
so,
money, too.
Yeah, and so it's probably going to get a little bit worse. Hopefully not too much worse before it gets better. And I do agree it does need to turn around. But it's just with how screwed the country was by Joe Biden. It's a deep hole to try to dig yourself out of.
Yep.
And he's going to do the best he can, but
I did see. Now, here's the thing. Trump, I think for the most part with tariffs, the reciprocal tariffs, completely on board. If you're charging us 50%, we're charging you 50%.
No, I agree with
Totally
those
fine
things.
with that. I did see today, I don't know if you saw the press conference today. He was asked about autos coming in from Canada, I believe it was, and Trump adjusted the tariffs so that it wouldn't hurt the U.S. automakers. So the guy's not a dummy.
No,
He knows how to
he's
make
not.
a lot of money. He's a multi-billionaire.
Well, that's what he's
So.
a businessman and he understands business, and
Art
so
of the
that's why
deal.
I understand, and I agree that he does a lot of these moves because he's 10 steps ahead of everyone. I mean, look at what he did with Zelensky, right?
Yes.
Hey, he shut down that entire meeting. Hey, he just cut
Sent
it
him
off.
to his room.
And was like, nope, you're out, right? And but he's like 10 steps ahead. He understood what he was doing in that moment of, hey, this is not going to get where we want it to go. We're not going to get what we want out of this. And so we're going to shut this down and I'm going to send him out of here packing, right? Just kicked him out.
Yep.
Didn't even do the press conference with him after that they were
Nope.
supposed to do. And just sent him home and was like, nope, you're out of here until you decide that you actually want peace and that we're not just going to continue to fund this war. it's a valid thing. Well, Zelensky tries to make some sort of a power move, realizes that ain't gonna work.
Well,
And then
when
comes
we cut
crawling
off
back.
all kind of foreign aid whatsoever, we stopped sharing intelligence. We have all the cards here. You need us more than we need you. And frankly, the European leaders saying, "Hey, yeah, we support Ukraine all the way, but we would really like the U.S.'s
Well,
help as
that's
well."
basically what they said, right?
Yeah.
They were like, "Hey, we're in as long as the U.S. is in." I mean, it was like that was that was really the contingents on the European help was, "Hey, we're all in on like supporting you as far as it comes to safety."
Even France is going to put boots in there.
Yeah.
They want.
But they're like, "We want
Trump's
U.S.
backing. Yeah.
backing us on this because
That's why I think you're going to see the peace deal move forward real quick. If Zelensky signs it, he's not coming back to the White House. They'll have him sign it from there in Ukraine. But you get that signed. That gives the U.S. get some of the money back that Joe Biden gave away. And we have industry over there now.
Yep.
We have reason to be there. Putin doesn't want to.
I do
We're both
think
nuclear
there
powers.
will be some sort of a land trade or give like Crimea.
Russia
Putin's-
took that land.
Putin's
That's
not
their
going to
land.
get. He's not
He's
going to
get Crimea and whatever the other one is, but
Right.
up there. But they were Russian to begin with,
Yeah,
and
it doesn't matter.
the majority of them at one point there was like 90% of the population in those areas wanted to secede, wanted to go back to Russia. So those areas are wanting to go back. Okay, you give Putin the little bit of land that he wants, a little bit. U.S. gets their mining industry. Ukraine gets their security that they want.
And there's peace
And
right
there's-
there.
and
Without
peace.
U.S.
Yep.
troops being there.
and it's by the end of the deal. Yeah.
Yep.
But back to the State of the Union address, whatever. I thought it was brilliant the way Trump went about it and the people he recognized, where you're recognizing 13-year-old kid that survived brain cancer.
That was really cool.
Yeah, it's great.
That young lady who got her face smashed in by a trans volleyball player. Somebody who wants to be in the military.
His dad was
family-
a cop who got killed.
Yeah.
And he got Trump announced that he got into West Point.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
just
the guy didn't know. I thought that was super cool.
His face is great.
As they put it out, it was like Oprah and something else. Oprah.
You in a
Winfrey
car,
Film.
you in a car.
You got
Yeah.
someone in your seat.
But it's
You got-
like, so think about this. He recognizes that young man whose lifelong dream is to become an officer who, because of the cancer he's facing, I don't know if he'll make it to that point in his
I
life.
think he's got some dwarfism.
And he
Yeah.
gives him an honorary
Secret Service.
Secret Service agent. That moment brought me to tears watching it.
Especially
And
when he
it
hugged
was
Sean.
the way he
Yeah.
hugged that officer.
That
And
was-
the
that's the
Democrats
head
That's
of
the head of the
there-
Secret Service.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the Democrats sit there doing nothing.
And I'll point this out. I said this to my wife. The Democrats and leftists in general love identity politics. This kid is black.
Yep.
Oh,
thought you were the party of
black
inclusion.
kid
And
who's
disabled,
Yeah.
quote unquote,
Yeah.
disabled.
Yeah.
He fits 2 of the 3. Is he gay too? That hits all 3.
But and it's just think about, and then even that young man who got his West Point acceptance. I don't think he's Caucasian. He didn't look Caucasian to me. It looked
he
like
might have
That's a
maybe
Mexicanity in there.
Hispanic.
Yeah.
And so it's not like it's just, hey, here's these white people. Let's recognize it. It's people that the left
Oh, he
should
knew-
be.
he knew what he was
should
doing.
be
He did.
celebrating.
I mean, he said at the beginning of his speech, right? He's like, I can't do anything to make these people stand up, to
Yeah.
clap, to be
Nothing.
happy
And
at all.
it's-
Nothing. And then
He's
he goes,
right.
watch. And he's like, hey, look at you, look at
Yeah.
you, look at
it-
you. And they're like,
so if you think
Ukraine,
about how
clap.
masterful, that's the only thing they clapped for was
that we've-
billions of dollars to support a country that they couldn't point out on a map.
yeah.
And that's the only thing that they can applaud. And it's not even anything that it's just if you're a voter and you're kind of one of these people in the middle and you watch that
The independents.
that
gonna
visual
love
has
Trump.
to be stark of
Yeah.
watching them. They can't applaud a 13-year-old boy struggling with cancer. They can't applaud a young man who lost his father and is being accepted into West Point. They can't applaud.
The gal who got her face smashed in.
Yeah,
and that was,
because-
she had brain damage.
Yeah, she had like
and it's
partial.
She couldn't move.
Yeah,
Paralyzation on her right side.
Oh boy,
You know what it was. Okay.
Great podcasting here.
paralyzed. There we
We're
go.
smart. promise.
Paralyzation.
was paralyzed. Oh, wait.
But it's just
petrified.
the people that were recognized and even recognizing RFK, who up to what year and a half ago they would have all applauded for.
Well, did you see? I liked his. It was like a comedy routine where he was talking about Social Security and how there's some people on there that at 360 he goes, I don't know, Bobby. Our health of the country is pretty good.
Health
It
might not
was-
be too bad, Bobby.
It was masterful the way he went about it. It was incredible to watch. Like
Yes.
and I was fully engaged basically the whole way through.
Uh-huh.
It was like a comedy routine for him. Like half of it was.
He's,
and
what is Trump at his heart? He's an entertainer.
He's an entertainer. He's a
He
performer.
knows how to work a crowd.
He loves it. Like that's half his life. And,
and
so
he's a great president.
But
That
even
helps.
then, if you think about the difference between the way he was in his first term
Yep.
to the way he's been pretty much after that Butler rally where he got shot at. Well, I guess shot.
He got hit in
he
the
got shot.
head.
Yep, where he got shot.
your
It,
ears attached.
it obviously
to your head.
it obviously changed something in him,
Yep.
and he's not.
I think it got him
he's-
focused.
Yes.
Is what it did.
Well, but if you think about it, he's also sharing the spotlight.
yeah.
He's allowing Elon Musk to be the one out there. He's allowing RFK to receive this praise. He's allowing JD Vance to receive this praise. Is it doesn't have to all be about him?
Yeah.
And that's benefited him so much.
I heard something about a lot of his cabinet picks because everybody's like, well, la-da-da, this, like Elon Musk not being elected or whatever, okay? But the people that he has in his cabinet
Yeah.
are, a lot of them have been in the limelight, whether they're some sort of big name type celebrity personality like Elon Musk or like Tulsi Gabbard's on the left side, was on the left
Pete
side. of the
Hegseth,
aisle.
he was at Fox News.
Hegseth has
Yeah.
been at
And then
Fox.
RFK,
RFK.
which I've heard it put, the Kennedy is the closest thing to like royalty
Yeah.
in
In
America.
In the U.S., yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of these people and some of his cabinet picks, like they've been in the limelight for a long time. Okay, these are people that you can't knock down, right?
Kash Patel,
they've
FBI,
been
yeah.
through it all. Whether they've been a news personality and their lives have been picked apart and the entire nation knows everything about them, right? They don't have anything to hide. They can't have hidden anything because they've been in the limelight for so
Yep.
long. Look at Elon Musk. If there was something that could destroy him, it would have done it a long time ago. He's
Would have been
a
the 14
billionaire,
kids.
right? I
Yeah.
mean, like he's been in the limelight for so long. He's done so many things that have annoyed people, right? That if they wanted to find dirt on him, it would be out there already, and it's not. These are the people that Trump has surrounded himself with in this
Yep.
cabinet, and there's a reason why.
And if you also think about it, it's people that the left theoretically should celebrate, right? A Kennedy. Elon Musk makes electric vehicles. That's supposed to be a big
He's
deal,
African
right?
American.
Kash Patel, he's
He's Indian. I
Indian,
Think.
probably.
Yeah.
He's something.
Whatever it
He's
is.
something.
Brown.
Yeah. He's brown.
There's a YouTube.
Tulsi Gabbard, woman.
Yep.
Yeah.
She was a Democrat.
Plus,
Yeah,
she's
Pam
military.
Bondi is
Military.
female.
Well, they hate the military. So
Pete Hegseth is the one that
he's got a tattoo of a cross on his chest.
and he's
Silas.
white. He's a white guy.
Dude, it's
there's-
so
they can't
funny
help
that
him
they
there.
hate Hegseth
But-
so much because he is awesome.
I like
Yeah.
Pete.
And it's just the people that he's appointed have just been awesome. And basically, my biggest thing is anymore is if the Democrats hate it, it's probably a good thing, you know. And so it's kind of I'm on board with it then.
On the Pete Hegseth topic,
Yeah.
he renamed one of the military bases. I don't remember which one it was, but he renamed it back to its original name that it used
Yes,
to.
I know
was
what
like
you're talking
wasn't it
about.
like after a Confederate general,
Yeah.
but then he changed it where
So
it's the same name, but it's someone or something
It
else.
was a guy who won a Purple Heart in World War One, I think is what
Yeah.
it was.
Either way,
But
that's
same name.
brilliant
And it was
move.
a
Brilliant
really,
move.
it was a strategic move, right? Because then Democrats going to come in and just change the name back to whatever it was, Fort Freedom or something like that. Fort Liberty is what it used to, is what they changed
Just
it
give
to.
it the
and then they
frickin'
changed it
name.
back, right? But it's like he did that on purpose, right? Because you come in and then they want to change it to Fort Liberty, and then you go, well, why? What's wrong with this guy who got the name?
Right.
And it's like,
Well, and
so
then it's
there's
just-
some strategy behind the way.
Well, and then
between-
it's
by the way
it's
they do
changing
this.
the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. It's well now what the Democrats have to
Change it back to Mexico.
what they want it. They prefer to say Mexico than America, and it's just it's exposing how much they hate America and how they literally prefer anything else but America.
Yep.
And it just the exposing of how crazy they are is really
I'd
enjoyable.
like to
Well,
butt
and
in
just-
right here.
yeah.
Can we
Okay.
talk about crazy? let's talk about the Bond villain that is Al Green.
Oh man.
Okay.
Him and his ponytail were in full throw last
His
night.
cane.
And this cane,
Shaking his cane in.
like I said, he looks like a Bond villain. I'm a big James
Little
Bond
bit.
guy. Literally, Trump gets in there. He starts off, and literally, here comes Al Green. Stands up, is shouting, "You don't have a mandate. You don't have a mandate." Shaking his cane. And
Old man yells at
Old
clouds.
man yells at right. He's the get off my lawn guy, and
But not
you
the good kind.
Not the good kind. And you see behind. I didn't watch Donald Trump. I know what he's gonna do. I'm watching Speaker Johnson.
Oh, man.
And JD Vance and JD
Mike
Vance
Johnson
kept doing
could
this.
not wait to throw him out of there. Also, I don't know who the senator is there. The guy that does this, he goes, and then
He was
and
an
then-
umpire, buddy.
and then he does it again and goes. I don't know
Umpire,
who that is,
100%.
but that was my favorite guy to watch during that whole thing. I paused it and rewinded it so my wife could see it and to show her the
I
guy
missed
doing
that.
that. I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so funny to watch. Where you
Some
got
athletics
this
in the
old
past for
cranky
this
guy
guy.
yelling, and then you got him just being like, "Get him out of here."
Well, and you
Oh,
see
it was-
JD
it
Vance.
was so funny
you see
to
Vance
watch.
doing this, and then you see how loud everyone got when. I love when it starts. You see Mike Johnson. He's trying to see past Trump because Trump's like, he's trying to see, and he does this eye roll like, "Oh, great, it's Al again."
Yeah.
one of those things. And you see Al and when Speaker Johnson says, calls the sergeant at arms to restore order, the Republicans lost it.
Well, he gave him a warning, right? He goes,
He did.
"This is your warning.
Sit
for
down,
Sergeant
Al."
at Arms. Sit down. Take your seat. Restore
do
order,"
it.
right? He laid out the thing that's in the
Code of conduct.
code of conduct,
Yep.
right? Saying, "Hey, this is your one warning," and he just kept going, and he's like, "All right,
Bye,
you're
Al."
out."
Yeah,
And the hilarious thing, you look at, here's Al Green's leaving. He's got his overcoat on. He's got the ponytail rocking in the wind. And so it's whole Al, Representative Green, what are you going to do? Well, I have drawn up my articles of impeachment. Those will happen very soon. Okay, Al.
yeah. It's impeachment season again because Trump
It's like
decided
rabbit
to wake up
season.
breathing again.
Yep.
But
Rabbit
I don't know.
season.
I've been enjoying the. Did you say it was 44 days?
44 days.
Thoroughly enjoying.
But it
them.
feels like
been-
he's been
It
in
feels
like
like
3
it's.
years.
I know it feels like
okay,
it's been
so
2 years.
we're
3
kind of up
years,
against the clock really quickly. Who was your favorite appointment so far? You have to pick one,
Favorite cabinet pick. All right. Well,
and that can include Elon Musk with Doge.
Well, I mean,
can-
that's
we
probably
can
my
work this
favorite
way.
then, just because the amount, like, Trump read off a bunch of the ridiculous spending that we've done. And
no one
again,
knows what this African country
No,
is.
that was the funniest part, right? It's like all the Democrats are going to be mad about
comedy
it,
skit, yeah.
But it's like,
great.
really, where
Why
is that?
are-
On the
why
map?
is our
Why
money
are
going to
we
that?
funding
Yeah.
that, right? And so, I think that's been my favorite. Obviously, it's not like a massive hit in as far as like what we're spending.
It's
as
gonna
a total
help.
budget.
It'll help, though.
help.
It'll at least expose what's going on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just
That's
just
fine.
the fraud and the waste, right? That goes on constantly through this.
Yep.
So to me, that's the bigger thing. I would love it if Musk was handed over the ability to go through Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security. I don't know if Trump will because
Yeah.
he said he wasn't going to.
At least for
but-
me, I understand Americans don't want to get rid of those. Okay, that is the best way you're gonna be able to cut rid of the deficit, but it's not gonna happen. Okay,
So you're going to Elon Musk.
I like Elon Musk.
Where are you going with your pick?
And then maybe Hegseth or
you know what? I have to say, mine is kind of a two-parter because they're intertwined. I tell you what, I love me some Kristi Noem.
yeah.
Okay.
She is great. Former governor of South Dakota. Love the Midwest. And I tell you what, something about a beautiful woman locking up bad guys is just awesome. Then you see the others. Okay, my producer, you're still the most beautiful. And then you see Tom Holman, who is this cranky
Yeah.
old man. It's like, I want these guys out of my country. If you have never seen the movie Gran Torino with Clint Eastwood,
Is that the bald guy? Is that
Tom
not-
Holman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's this
That's a
bulldog
big,
kind of
the
looking
big
guy.
bulldog
Yes,
bald guy.
yes.
I love it
He's
because they
awesome.
were like, "What are you gonna do?" He's like, "I'm gonna get him the bleep out of here."
Yeah.
So you go.
I got Holman, Kirsty now because they're
Okay.
intertwined.
Still, since you touched on Holman, because my three favorite have been
I didn't touch
RFK,
Holman. That's gross.
or have been RFK, Holman, and Elon. And
why,
so since you took
why RFK?
it, I just
Are you an anti-vaxxer, Silas?
yes, I am. But no, it's just that it's the speaking truth to like. There's like what 80 some odd vaccines that you're supposed to give kids, and some of that stuff is being exposed.
Developing what this Trump administration is, which is getting information back to the American people and letting
Yes.
them
Transparency.
make the
Yes.
decisions.
Transparency,
Yep.
exposing things. The vaccine stuff is crazy. Just healthcare stuff in general is crazy. The stuff that's in our food is
Yep.
terrible, with the dyes and stuff like that. So I'll go RFK, just because a lot of that stuff that has been exposed because of that, and because of just the changes that can be made to just in general the food that's in our stores, just can be a higher quality. I absolutely appreciate that. So
And
well
he's
done.
freaking buff as heck, man.
yeah.
I can't hardly listen to him, but yeah, he's good.
We need to get rid of the red dye number 40.
Dude, I don't need to know what he's saying. Just go get rid of it. I don't care. I also can't really understand when Tom Homan speaks, but hey, go get rid of the illegals. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I
No,
love it.
I've just been impressed, but really, it's come down to everyone he's appointed is following the same principle of transparency.
Yep.
Getting information back to the American people, and letting them make their decision. Right.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
the way it should be, where we're just gonna lay it out before you. Right. Here's what we're spending money on. Here's who's doing this. Here's what's in your food. Here's the different vaccines.
Giving
Just you make the decision.
giving
now,
the
right.
American people, here's the information, make the
It's
decision
no longer
based on that.
You need to make this, otherwise you're gonna die.
Or you're a racist if you
Yeah.
don't
Or
do
it's
it.
here's your
Racist,
option
or it's-
and you don't know why, but it's
Yep.
this is your option.
This is
Yeah.
the only option you have, or
Yep.
you have to make this decision. Right?
And for you Outback Steakhouse lovers, back to RFK, beef tallow. Use beef tallow to deep fry and all that.
A lot of places are going to that. That's
Beef
pretty
tallow?
awesome.
Five Guys too.
Yep.
Yep.
But all right, well, we're way past the time, so we'll get
Way
this closed
past.
up. But all right, well, thank you guys for joining us again, and we will see you all next time.